Well, hi there, Cindy Dole here, and this is Home Wizards, your radio home for all things home, garden, and life improvement. Thanks for sharing part of your Saturday with me. Get ready because we are going to have a lot of fun. This is where we talk about ideas and inspiration and techniques and trends to really enjoy, I think, your life more, because we figure out ways to enjoy those spaces that you call home more. And it doesn't have to be a major remodel. It can be something really, really simple to make the inside, the outside, wherever you live, just feel good. And with a nice long 3-day weekend, I know it's the perfect time to kind of get that to-do list a little longer than usual. But we're going to take the stress out of it and just have some fun tackling it. And so hope you have a lot of fun listening as we have the next 2 hours together today. So coming up on the show, I've got to ask you, are you having a party this weekend? I'm sure you must be having some friends or family or somebody over, or you're going to someone's home probably, right? Maybe you're going to have a little grilling, some appetizers. Maybe you're going to have some beverages outside. Don't know what to do yet. Well, done. We have Party Charlie here to help us with all kinds of really, really great problem-solving, stress-free, summer entertaining solutions that are going to just kind of go, wow, I can do that. Some ways to really engage with the crowd, because it's not just about serving up a platter, and throwing someone a drink. It's about really having some fun conversation, and everyone, leaves and goes, wow, that was the best party I've ever been to. And for Charlie, it is an art, and so he's going to give us some of his secrets for you today. Then speaking of the holiday, it is absolutely grilling time. Memorial weekend is the quintessential burger time, if not maybe for you, chicken and ribs and shrimp, you name it. But what if you added that fifth sense to the burger experience? Not just sweet and sour and bitter and salty, but something else like umami. Well, we're going to talk with the guy who is the owner and the chef of this spectacular restaurant you probably have heard of by now. It's been rated as the ultimate burger experience, and he's going to tell us how he helps you get that grill on for the weekend. A little bit later, the second hour, bugs are out. Boy, they're out in the summertime, and we're going to find out from a real bug expert whether you should be afraid of this one or not. And, sometimes it's kind of a love-hate relationship. They're so intriguing. They're so beautiful to look at, but maybe they're kind of spooky to you. Or have you ever smelled that stink bug? I haven't, but apparently it's supposed to be the year of the stink bug, and it's supposed to be really bad. And so we're going to find out, what do you do? And is it really going to be bad if you have the stink bug in your house? And finally, when's the next time you woke up and you thought, I'm going to have an omelet, but all I have to do is just go outside and get my own homegrown eggs? Raising chickens in the city. This is something that's becoming very popular. In fact, they even have clubs to support it in places like Beverly Hills. Who knew? Chickens. So we're going to find out, how do you do it? How do you get started? How many eggs will you be getting as your own little farmer? And will the neighbors like this? And are there rules that are going to restrict you? All that coming up. 888-KFWB-980 is the number. 888-539-2980. And as you're listening, remember, you can go back and listen again on the website. We post the shows by Sunday afternoon, Monday morning at cindydole.com. And if you don't have it by yet, you can also download the free app and take all the shows with you. All you do is you wave your iPhone or your Android in front of the barcode on the homepage, and poof, they're all there with you. Thank you, Seth. We're right there keeping pace with technology. We got our app for that. All right, so on to my first guest, who lives by two words: party on. All right, well, yes, we all love a great party, don't we? I mean, there's so many great experiences, but maybe you've been to some bad parties too. And this is the unofficial beginning of summer and summer entertaining. So I thought we'd have to bring in Party Charlie to give us some tips, because it's not just about the food. It's not just about having people over. It's not just about the invitations, but there's this magic ingredient. And Charlie Scola, who is better known as Party Charlie, has planned so many of these shindigs to the stars, to everyday people, that he really has mastered it. And so thank you for being here, Charlie.
Well, thank you for having me back. It's nice seeing you again.
It's fun having you, and you always seem so happy and at peace. And I think it's because you've got the party vibe in your blood.
Well, I think when you do what you like and you absolutely love it, you live life the way you work. Work is an extension of who we are, whether we like it or not. And if you dislike your career, well, then part of your social life is not going to be as gregarious and harmonistic. So,
and you believe
make changes.
And you believe that having that social experience is good for your health.
It's actually a very healthy way to live.
Yeah.
Parties, celebrating, socializing actually lifts your endorphins, and it stimulates you, and it actually can help improve your immune system, believe it or not.
Yeah. So that's why you're so young, I'm taking it.
That's right. I'm just having a ball, running around, partying all the time.
Well, so, I mean, you probably have never been to a bad party.
Oh, yeah.
You have? So, I mean, and I'm guessing when people invite you, they're kind of nervous that they better represent.
I always get the invitation, then the phone call. So, Charlie, we're doing something simple. So, don't be. I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm just here to have a great time.
It isn't like you have a scorecard and you're going, check.
I know, right?
Yeah.
No. I'm there actually to enjoy the company of the people, the friends, and just have some fun. And if my friends, they call me from time to time and they'll say, we're doing something small, what should we do? And then I give my recommendations.
Yeah. So first, let's introduce everyone to your main 5 steps, which I love because it really kind of takes you out of what, for a lot of people, might paralyze you. Because it isn't just about, the Martha Stewart food and the da-da-da. I mean, it's really about the people. But tell us the 5 steps.
Well, that's important, and I'm glad you brought that up, Cindy, because most people put so much time and energy in the food. And is food important? Yes, it has to be good. But keep in mind, we eat and drink every day. So nothing is special there, and being that we're becoming real foodies because of all the wonderful restaurants, the shows. So we're all used to great food now, and we're even trying and experimenting on our own. But what can you do to add to the experience of the party? And, clearly the 5 steps that I've created is a template for anybody to really, really have a successful party. Mm-hmm. And I'll say them quickly, and then if you want to discuss them or ask me questions about them. But it's a highly creative invitation with high energy words. Get the people excited to come to the party. That is clearly step 1. That's where people are going to find out about your event. Mm-hmm. But get them excited. Step 2, greet them at the entrance. I cannot stress this enough. When somebody knocks on the door, someone should be there to give them a welcome drink, beads around their neck, a handshake, a hug. Get them in the spirit and welcome them. Let them know where the bar is, where the food is, where the restroom is.
VIP treatment, make them feel special.
And everybody loves that. It's like walking into a restaurant and the maitre d' says, "Oh, hi, Cindy. It's nice to see you again." And you're with a guest. How do you feel? Terrific.
Absolutely.
And we all do. By the way, Dr. Abraham Maslow, the father of the hierarchy of needs, right smack in the middle of those needs is what's called the sense of belonging. When you make people feel they belong, you lift their energy. They take that energy and walk it into the party.
It's like we go to our favorite Mexican restaurant. It's not necessarily the best food ever in all of Southern California. It's great, but our experience is what takes it to that level because our favorite waiter, Lalo, has the margarita waiting for us as we come in, and you feel like you're special.
Exactly.
It's that kind of
and
thing.
we all not only like that, but we all need that. It's important to us as who we are as human beings.
So we're basically tempting people with the invite. We're greeting them, and then what?
And step number 3 is you got to create the ambiance, and that's music and decorations, entertainment. Keep one thing in mind. Don't put your entertainment at a level 10 when the party starts. Give people that first hour to mingle and social and get to know one another, and little by little raise the level. Do some decorating. If you don't have a lot of money, don't worry. Do something. Let people know that there's a party there. And then clearly step number 4 is get your guest involved. This is really important because eating and drinking, as I mentioned earlier, is not something to do. So get them involved. Trivia questions are great. No matter of fact, we've got the Memorial Weekend upon us. It's a great thing to do trivia questions about why Memorial Day is Memorial Day.
Absolutely.
And people really love that because then that gets people asking one another. And last but not least, fabulous food and beverage. Now, notice I didn't say expensive. Because it doesn't have to be expensive to have a great experience, and that's your 5 steps.
All right, when we come back, we're going to talk more about ways to really be creative for this Memorial Weekend. You say smaller portions might be better, right?
They definitely are.
We're going to talk about that and more great ideas for you as we continue talking about planning a great party. This is Cindy Dole, Home Wizards, a very special Home Wizards sponsored by the California Farm Water Coalition, and the fun continues here on KFWB News Talk 980. How can you not feel good with that kind of music?
Absolutely.
Cindy Dole here, Home Wizards, where we love to kind of kick it up a notch and put a smile on your face, whether you're working around the house right now, in the garden, on the computer, maybe you're out running errands. Thanks for hanging out with me, because this is summer party season. And as we love to talk about the spaces you call home, I mean, we have a great home, to share it with others, right? And this is a long weekend, and maybe you have some people coming over to celebrate with Memorial Day weekend. So a guy who has planned thousands of parties, Party Scola, better known as Party Charlie, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
And we have a book that we're going to be giving out. Email me for your chance to get it on us. Just go to Cindy@CindyDole.com. We have 4 books here. So Cindy@CindyDole.com, a great, great book that's called Party Planning Secrets. So you've gone through the 5 things that we should do in terms of enticing them to come, welcoming them, getting them engaged, having some good food and beverages,
creating the ambiance,
all that good stuff. Now, you said that one of your clients allows you to have a budget of $1,000 a guest.
$1,000 a guest.
That is unreal.
Yeah.
But for those of us who are in the real world, I mean, budget might be a concern for folks, but that we can still do it simply and inexpensively, can't we?
Well, today, budget is a big concern of everybody. Even your big corporations are concerned with that. The $1,000 I talk about from this particular client, they're far and few between these days. But believe it or not, way back in the early 90s, it wasn't such an unrealistic when people are spending, the .com people. But with budget in mind, there's something else that I think is also very important is shopping in advance and looking for the sales. It's what my book is all about. Mm-hmm. It's about Party Planning Secrets is all about saving you money, saving you time, and directing you the easiest way to do it with all my charts in there and checklists, which make it so simple.
So that you have more fun,
So you can enjoy yourself.
Because how many times has the host or the hostess, they're like in the kitchen the whole time?
Well,
and they're stressing.
That's the reason why I have this one chapter, and it's about prepping in advance. There are foods that you can do that you will prep in advance. Now, we know we can cut salads in advance. We can cut it the night before, put it in a Ziploc bag, not a problem. You can do your dressings before, your sauces before, grill the chicken that day, the hot dogs, whatever you're doing, but do 90% of your stuff the night before and put it out and just set it out and let people help themselves. You'll have the best party when you're part of the party. What I see going on in the last several years, we've been doing what's called small bite barbecues, and we have the small sausages, the smaller hot dogs. The hot dogs, sometimes we're cutting them in half, and we have special rolls that are made by the bakery, and any baker will make these rolls for you. They're about 2.5 inches. It's a little mini hot dog roll.
I mean, even Starbucks has little mini, like, I guess to cut calories or whatever, have like a little sampling of a dessert.
Absolutely.
So same idea, a little nibble.
And it's the same thing, Cindy. You're absolutely right there. And put out a lot of condiments. Mm-hmm. I tell you why. I noticed years ago people were doing these giant burgers, the big hot dogs, the big sausages. That's nice, but you can only eat the one giant burger, and then everyone says, "Oh, did you try the sausage?" "Oh no." "Well, try." "Well, I'm too full." But people want to try different taste of foods, and that's what we're doing now on the barbecue. We're giving them the opportunity to enjoy a selection of the entrees that we're serving.
And then plus it's keeping people involved because you're mingling, you're back there, you're saying, "Oh, look what you have. Wow.
How's that? Oh, I'm going to go get one next." And here's something. If you're doing a barbecue outdoors, put a lot of condiments out. Spend a little more money and do condiments, the different relishes, onions, make a sweet and sour, spicy red onion, different cheeses, different toppings. People love condiment bars.
Now, wait a minute. How are you keeping the flies from getting into the condiments?
Well, that's a good question. And one of the things that we actually have taught people to do is, believe it or not, here's a little tip for you.
Okay.
You use a chafing dish. You actually can take a chafing dish, take out the water pan, and put your condiments in it, and the lid goes on and off the whole time.
Perfect.
Now, if you have some condiments that need to be kept cold, then there is the water pan, and then there's the pan that the actual food goes in. That's your condiments. Underneath, put a layer of ice so your condiments are staying cold, and the lid for the chafing dish keeps the flies out.
Bingo.
How simple.
Easy.
And you know what? A lot of people today own their own chafing dishes. And if you don't, it's a good investment because you'll use it because you can use it for hot food. And now what people didn't realize, wait a minute, I can use it for cold food now. Yeah.
Yes.
So there's so many different ways of using the chafing dish.
So we're going to serve smaller bites, smaller portions to save money and to also get people involved, and we won't be feeling like we're gorged.
Well, because when you have that giant burger,
yeah,
sometimes people go, "Oh, I only want half of that." Well, no, take. And people throwing a party, they want you to have and enjoy it. No, we'll take the whole thing, enjoy it. But the problem with
leads
that
to
is
waste too.
You are taking it, you're walking away thinking, you know what? I can't eat this whole thing.
Yeah.
What do?
Yeah.
You eat until you're full and you throw the half away.
That's really smart.
So,
and then in terms of, I have a party closet. Is that something that's a smart thing to do in terms of having your supplies and your things like, the cups you can use or
it's smart.
Decorative things, or is that just ridiculous?
No, it's a good thing, and I'll tell you why, Cindy. So you don't have to run out at the last minute, or all of a sudden you get some extra guests, and the food is so wonderful, as I know your food would be at your party, that people going up for seconds. And let's say you miscalculated with your order. Well, now you don't have to run out, okay, which is important. You want to be at your party. And that's why the checklists are so important as to what you're buying, the quantities, and certain things like that. Like the disposable ware, they run these fabulous sales. So right after the holidays when all that goes on sale. So buy it and stock it for the next party. You're going to have people over, and you can save 50% in some of these cases. So you can stock up.
Do you like buying your party supplies? Because you cater a lot of these things in bulk. I mean, do you buy online, or do you go?
Well, actually, we have very large trucks that deliver us. Because when we're buying wholesale in the 5,000 and 10,000 units.
Wow.
Yeah, but let's talk about how the customer, how somebody planning a party would do it. You go to these large department stores. If you want a specialty item, then by all means go online because you can view it. It also saves time and also saves gas money because we know, what is gas, $50 a gallon now? I don't know. It's going up there, right?
I think there's gold in that tank.
Well, the gas is worth more than the car these days.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it. Going online for specialty items is a great idea.
Well, and speaking of glasses, you always like to have a specialty beverage for the party, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So what would inspire you, and what do you think we should be thinking about for a great Memorial Weekend beverage, or maybe just carrying through the summer, or maybe 2 or 3 different kinds of drinks, both alcohol and non-alcoholic for kids?
Well, one of the things we like to do is what's called a welcome drink at our parties, and we always do it in some type of a theme. You can actually go... it's a little too late now to get it online. You wouldn't get shipped in time. But for your next party, or you can go to one of the toy stores, one of your little novelty stores, and get little tiny sand pails.
Oh, yes. We have this on the cover of your book, and I have it on my Facebook page.
Exactly.
It's so colorful, magenta and orange and turquoise.
And if you wanted to stay with a Memorial Day theme, which is red, white, and blue, you can do that. Or if you want to make it really festive and colorful, check out Cindy's Facebook page, and you'll see what I mean. And you put a drink in that, and people go, isn't this a little large? You're not filling it up. And what we do with the entrance drink, we make these wonderful Mai Tais. And as people enter, they get a Mai Tai. And what about the kids? Well, the kids get the non-alcoholic Mai Tai.
The pineapple juice.
And it's a lot of fun for them. Yeah.
Very fun. Well, what is your website so people can find your book and find all these great things you have
PartyCharlie.com.
That's pretty easy.
Yeah, very easy. PartyCharlie.com. Or you can Google me, Charlie Scola. I have 2 websites. One is the party planning and catering, and one is the entertainment company.
But you have nonstop parties in June. You're like pretty booked up.
It is. It's nuts. I'm leaving here and I'm running to 2 of them. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, I can't wait to come to one of your parties sometime.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Party Charlie, Party Scola. Check out the website. Fun stuff. Well, yes, you know what that song means. We're talking beef and other kinds of great meats with a guy who is all about really kicking it up to a different notch. How to make some great burgers for your Memorial Day weekend. Cindy Dole, Home Wizards on KFWB News Talk 980.